Start of day 119, August 22. It's 8:30. I'm getting ready to leave my campsite. Today's journey takes me either to the next shelter, which is right at 9.8 or 10, or a stealth campsite at water at maybe 12. Not a lot of climbing for most of the day, and then I have a steep descent to a road, and then I climb. Less climbing today than yesterday, which is okay. It's whatever it is. I was at this beautiful campsite last night. Still gorgeous. I'm feeling a little lethargic this morning. Not quite sure what it is. I did wake up in the night and heard something splashing around in the pond down here, just walking, galoomp, 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 and every now and then I'd hear kind of a lunge and boom, and it went on for half an hour or so, and it was not, it sounded like a large animal. So I don't know what it was. I haven't gone down here to see if I could find any tracks or prints. I was guessing bear or 4-foot, like a deer or something like that. Or I guess it could be coyote or something like that too, that could have been making that noise. I don't know. It was kind of interesting. I did a bear hang last night. Gave me some peace of mind, but you never know. So I'm getting ready to head up the trail. Right here is the trail. We're in some pretty thick, brushy area. It was a challenge to find a spot this morning to do my morning business, but I did. So I've got water. Next good water is 4 miles, which is 2 hours probably, and eating my breakfast, and I'm ready to roll. So let's head out. Forgot to mention earlier that it was, I got up this morning, checked the thermometer after I thought it warmed up a little bit. It said 51 degrees. I think it actually may have warmed up just a little bit during the night. It just seemed like it. This morning when I took off on trail, 64 degrees. Great hiking temperature. Not too hot and not too cold. So we're just going to take a run up the trail. The beauty of Vermont. Here we have another pond / lake / stream, and it's just absolutely stunning. I'll keep taking you with me. Here's our view for the day. This is overlooking Bennington Vermont. I'm not going into the town, but the trail passes close there, but isn't that gorgeous out through there? Just mountains and trees and whatever. And then the wildflowers down here in front. Really, really pretty. So I took a break at, it's kind of at the top of a mountain with an overlook. I think I took some video to show you that. I met some ladies there who were doing a day hike, section hike, and told them that I was thinking about ordering some new shoes, and they said, if you want to do that, you better do it here, because cell phone coverage is not that great, even down in Bennington. So I took their advice and I ordered a pair of shoes to an outfitter, and I always forget this, Manchester Center, Vermont, Mountain Goat Outfitter. I called them first. They were very nice. I said, do you mind if I ship something to you that you don't sell? And they also sell topo shoes, which I've been wearing, and they have other different options. So be the best of both worlds. I can kind of compare 2 or 3 shoes, and if I don't want the ones from Amazon, just have them shipped home, and Linda can return them. So I'm thinking that I want a shoe with more pad than the one I've been wearing, to just help out my feet. And so we're going to give it a shot. The second option is to, when I get with somebody with an iPhone, to try these custom orthotics that they put in your shoes. They can scan your feet with an iPhone and make a custom orthotic to fit your feet to go in your shoes. And I talked with a gentleman who had done that, and he said it made a huge difference for him. So between one of those 2 things, I'm hoping to get something that, while foot pain hasn't been unbearable, like by the end of yesterday, my feet were just really, really tired and painful. And so it's hard to hike longer miles when your feet are yelling at you. So today I took a dose of ibuprofen to start the day, and it's made a huge difference. Even though that should have worn off by now, I think the anti-inflammatory effect is what's really helped, and I'm still going pretty strong today. I've been able to hike pretty strong, pretty fast, and it's made a huge difference. I've been taking 1 daily dose in the evening after hiking, and it seemed to set my feet right overnight, and I stopped doing that about 4 or 5 days ago, and it seemed like my feet have gotten gradually more tired. I'm hoping to address it with shoes as well, so that at some point maybe I don't have to take the ibuprofen, what people on the Appalachian Trail call ibuprofen vitamin I, because it seems to be the thing that helps the most with aches and pains. So I'm hoping not to, I don't want to take too much vitamin I, and I always have to take it with food and plenty of water. But anyway, that's kind of what's going on. I'm on a downhill section here that's fairly gentle, but at a certain point it turns rather steep. So my intel from my section hiker friends were that when it turns steep, that there are a lot of stone steps, which is quite doable. I'd rather have that than just a rough and tumble scrabble of rocks. That is hard on the knees. So I'll keep taking you with me. I might even show you some of the descent. Once I get down the descent, I should have 3 miles left for the day. 1 mile, that is a fairly long climb. That will go more slowly, and then a gradual downhill to a water source. You can see what the topo profile is, but you have no idea what the trail's like. So again, my friends, the ladies at the top of the mountain here said that even though it's pretty steep and rocky going down, that when you go up the other side, it's a fairly well-maintained trail with switchbacks, and that it isn't that bad a climb. Awesome information to hear. I mean, a climb of any kind at the end of the day is a bit of a gasser, because you've already spent a lot of energy. I've been trying to hike more slowly today, take more breaks, and I have. Some of them chose, some of them, like the break for looking up shoes and stuff, that went a little longer than what I would normally take, but doesn't hurt anything. I have plenty of time to get to where I want to go, and I'll get to hike a little later in the afternoon, which generally means it cools off. So so far Vermont has been pretty stunning, just from the ponds and just the different views. The view over Bennington just there a while back, and there have been some other views. It's been really pretty. One of the southbound through hikers came through and he said, Vermont is really gorgeous, and my friend Caboose also told me that he really enjoyed Vermont as well. Doesn't mean it isn't work. Today is less work than some days. There are two peaks in Vermont that are fairly stout climbs. One is Mount Brumley, and the other is Killington Peak. And they're up the trail a bit, at least a day or two, so I don't have to worry about it yet. I don't have to worry about it anyway, right? My thing has been lately that I just feel like the Lord's called me to do this hike. Don't know all the reasons. Maybe they're mostly just for me, partly as a gift, partly as training, partly to learn new things. But God does not call us to something to fail. He provides the resources we need, and so I'm counting on that to keep me going forward, and for wisdom and insight to solve the issues that come up, because when you hike this trail, there are issues that come up. I don't think there's any hiker that sails through this trail without any problems and everything is peachy keen. I mean, I talked to some people in Southern Virginia, and they talked like that, but they were only 600 miles in. 2,200 miles is a whole different animal, or even 1,000. I talked to a number of southbounders the other night at a campsite, and each one of them was kind of nursing something. One was having tendonitis. The other one had gotten over it, and said, talked to other people that say that for the first while in the morning, their feet just really hurt, and then it kind of goes away. So whenever you call on your body to do something that it hasn't done in a long time, it kind of lets you know about stuff. So that's my 2 cents for today. At least part of it. You might get 6 or 8 cents today instead of just 2. Anyway, I'll keep taking you with me. It looks like I'm headed for the part of the trail that does a steep dive down. So I'll keep taking you with me. So day 119 wrap up. I made it to the 12 and change where I wanted to camp. I wanted to camp near a stream. There is kind of a pseudo campsite here. It's not an official campsite, but there are 2 trees that work well. I'm near a really nice flowing stream, so abundance of water. It was a good day. My feet did so much better today. Just would have been hard to pull it off. They were starting to get tired here by the end of the day. Just it was a lot of work. The downhill up off the top of the mountain was for real. Then I took a break, ate some food, drank some water, took some energy chews, and drank a little. I've got this water flavoring energy stuff that I put in. Has a little caffeine in it, and ate some food. Powered up the climb. I did the 1.6 miles to the shelter in less than an hour, which is really good for, I think I did the whole 1,200 feet of elevation gain in an hour. Doesn't mean I didn't stop and take some micro breaks, but I went right on up and over it. Sweat like a like a horse that's been ridden hard and put away wet, but then came down the other side. I was kind of worried a couple of places because I kept thinking I was going to get to this stream, and I kept getting the streams that were dry, or I've got to one that was just barely a trickle, and I kept watching my app, and they said, nope, it's farther ahead. And when I got here, the stream is just running wonderfully. So I need to get to making some food here. It's 6:19. To camp a little later, but that's partly because I went a little further and took some breaks up there at the top of the mountain to take care of some business. Absolutely no cell service down here. I'm not even sure well, I have a notion what tomorrow brings. I got a choice of 11 point so many miles to a shelter or 15.4 miles to a shelter. My guess is we're doing the 11, but you never know. You never know. So I've got my hammock set up. I'm not going to put up the tarp. It's not supposed to rain tonight. And just makes it easier in the morning to tear down. And I kind of like it. Last night up at that campsite, I could see the stars up through the trees. It was glorious. If the moon wouldn't have been shining so much light, I would have had an amazing star show. But it is what it is. Good day on the trail, encouraging day on the trail. I feel like I'm finally getting my trail legs, and I'm learning a few things. Like I just need to keep eating in the afternoon too, and I don't know if it's the energy chews or the energy drink. I mean, they pop. One gave me caffeine, the other gave me sugar, along with the foods that I ate. A candy bar, a Cliff Bar, trail mix. You just got to keep putting fuel in the tank or you run out of gas. So by the time I got here, the backside of the climb was really rocky and gnarly, so my ankles are very tired, and my feet are starting to complain, but nothing like yesterday, which is fantastic. And so good day on the trail. Thank you, Lord, for providing all that I needed for this day and to be able to make a few more miles and not just eke out my 10, and to do it actually relatively without having to just push through. So good day. Glad to have you guys with me. There should be some incredible pictures along the trail, and we had some views and had just a lot of great scenery. Vermont is beautiful. In between the beautiful, sometimes it's rocky and rooty. I don't think I said this today, but the reason we have rooty trails is because a lot of people use them and they knock the dirt away from the roots. So this portion of the AT runs alongside the southern portion of the Long Trail, and the Long Trail is the oldest fairly substantial length trail in the United States. It was created, I think, in the 20s. Before the ATE was even a vision. In fact, it may have been the inspiration for the Appalachian Trail. The Long Trail starts at the Massachusetts-Vermont border and goes north through 273 miles to the Canadian border. The AT and the Long Trail are the same for the first 107 miles, then the Long Trail kind of keeps going straight north, and the AT kind of goes northeast in its direction and turns over into New Hampshire. And so it's a beautiful trail. It's a beautiful trail. Met some really nice folks today, and ran into some people that have been hiking around all for the last 3 weeks. I guess the one lady, her trail name, she's an older lady, her trail name is Dirty Martini. I have no idea why, but anyway, she's been hiking sections, and we ran into each other in Connecticut, which would be, yeah, not the last state, but the state before that. We ran into each other, and we've run into each other 4 or 5 times. It's just kind of nice to run into people we've run into before. Not that we talked very much or anything like that, but she was saying that she wants to do more sections, but she's trying to find people to hike with her, and she's having a hard time. She had somebody lined up to hike with her this time. In about 2 or 3 days, they've been making plans. She just said, "Oh, I can't go." And so she would really like a hiking partner, especially as she gets into some of the hairier parts of the trail. She'd like a hiking partner in case something goes wrong. Anyway, I kind of feel that too. It's what Creek and I would like to do in New Hampshire in the Whites, so that we have somebody kind of looking out for us. If we don't show up where we're supposed to show up, somebody knows something happened. So, good deal. I'm getting long-winded here, but it's been a good day, and it's just nice to finally feel like I'm getting some conditioning and I can kind of put in some miles. I don't know that I would have put in a whole lot more miles. One of the comments in the app said that there's a really nice campsite about 9/10 of a mile north of here, and I thought, I don't really want to climb over these rocks and roots for another 9/10. I'm pretty tired by the time I got here, so I'm going to put away the camera here. I'm going to make myself some grub, get my hammock all settled for the night. I'm going to change into different clothes to sleep in so I don't make my quilts stink so bad. This shirt that I hike in, yeah, it's doesn't win. It wouldn't win any fragrance awards. It stinks, but I just use this one to hike in, and I'll change into something with a little less odor for the night, and probably something long sleeve, because it's I think I heard the forecast is to go into the upper 40s, like 48 degrees, and we're a little bit altitude, so it could be 45, 46. So a little colder than last night. I think the lowest temperature I saw was 51, but I think it dropped lower than that. That was this morning. I didn't check it when I immediately got up. So thanks for coming along with me and putting up with my rambling, but good to have you along. I appreciate all your support. I appreciate all those of you that have been sending me comments and praying for me, and it is a cool thing, and just really grateful to the Lord about having a better foot day, ankle day, knee day. I mean, I descended a long, like 1,000-foot downhill over steep rocks, and my knees aren't tired and sore like they usually are, which is fantastic. So just really, for me, an answer to prayer and kind of an affirmation to keep on trucking.